Blackhawks get shut out in Vegas. Not the most exciting game tonight after two very exciting games versus Utah. Blackhawks probably could have had a goal in this game. Artem Levshinov did score on a slap shot from the point, but it got called off due to a hand pass that occurred like 15 seconds before the goal. It was a very technical call. One of those calls that if it would have made a significant impact on the game would have been very, very frustrating to deal with, but it really wouldn't have made much of a difference in this game. So that was like the best chance for the Blackhawks. They did kind of get a goal in that sense, but it did get wiped off. And outside of that, the Blackhawks did threaten. They did have a few good chances, but Vegas was just the better team in this game. They come out with a 4-0 win. Blackhawks went 0 for 4 on the power play in this game and allowed 2 power play goals against for the first time since December. Really, the only other noteworthy thing from this game was Connor Bedard continuing his feistiness, where he was involved in scrums. He was chirping other players on Vegas. He was throwing a couple hits. He took a couple hits that led to scrums, so he continued that feistiness. He finished with 2 shots and 2 hits in about 20 minutes of ice time tonight. Unfortunately, though, that was really the most noteworthy things from this game. Not the most exciting game, and unfortunately it kind of coincided with a 9 p.m. puck drop. To provide a quick standings update, I like to look at these bottom of the standings when the Blackhawks do lose to continue to monitor the draft lottery odds, as it is something worth monitoring down the stretch, whether you want to pay attention to it or not. I like to at least check in with it a little bit throughout the season here down the stretch. So the Blackhawks maintain the third best draft lottery odds in 66 games. They have 61 points. It's worth noting the 61 points was their finishing mark from last season. There's still 16 games left for the Blackhawks to improve on this 61 point mark and better themselves from last season. And even heading into the season, I think expectations were probably set at somewhere between 70 and 75 points, which they're surely on pace to hit. So that is definitely a positive overall, even if some of these games down the stretch aren't super meaningful. The two teams below the Blackhawks are the Canucks, who obviously have the best lottery odds. They're pretty much locked into that spot. And then the Calgary Flames, who sold big time at the deadline. They have 59 points in 66 games. The Rangers and Blues have all kind of been in that race with the Blackhawks, the tank race, if you want to call it that. But both of those teams, the Rangers and the Blues, have been kind of on hot streaks lately. Really not too much more to break down from this one. Definitely going to be one of the shortest recap videos of the season, but I do have one more thing to talk about a little bit. Blackhawks prospect Sasha Boisvert's season with Boston University ended today as that team lost to UConn today in the Hockey East quarterfinals. So Boisvert is ready really to sign with the Blackhawks here in the next couple of days, and all reports are that he will play in some NHL games this season. It sounds like there may be some visa he has to get some visa situations sorted out, which may delay his NHL debut, but it should happen sooner rather than later, and we should see him for a relatively extended stretch here this season. Anton Frondel's team, Djurgården in Sweden, they enter a best-of-3 playoff series. They are not the favorite to win that series, so if they are eliminated in this best-of-3 round, which is taking place, I think, over the next week, we could be seeing Frondel in the NHL here by as soon as the end of next week. So that's definitely something exciting to monitor. So we could be getting 10-plus game samples of both Boisvert and Frondel this season. So that is something to look forward to. So yeah, not really a ton more to talk about tonight. Not the most exciting recap video of the season, but we'll see if the Blackhawks can bounce back in their next game on Tuesday versus the Wild. They have a home-and-home versus the Wild. Tuesdays in Chicago, and then Thursday is in Minnesota. So I'll have post-game recap videos after both of those games. Nick Foligno playing versus the Blackhawks for the first time since being traded. That's going to be a storyline to monitor. So I'll see you then.